you just see that now it's smoothly working. But in 10, now you just feel the little bit I just refresh the page, you see the feel the lag. Okay, now you see that in 10 I have little bit lag, I just increase the lag. Okay, now you just see that I increase another 0, I refresh the page. Now you see that 1 2 3 4 it's executing, but in 10 it's not executing. Now it direct go to the 18. Okay, so I just increase another lag. So you can clearly understand. Okay, if I refresh the page, then you just see that first time nothing happened, 2 3 4 is very smoothly, but in 10 I have big lag. You just see that the lag, I get the output but it takes so much time. And now you see that it directly transfer to a bigger number. Okay, now you see that it takes so much time. Now just it's automatically just jump to the 28. Okay, and today I discuss about what the meaning of useMemo in React and how to create useMemo. Okay, so I already opened my Vite React folder. Now you see that where I explain everything. So now you see that I go to the cd, first I ls cd my app. Okay, now ls I just turn on my local server. So whatever I create inside this component automatically visible inside my local development server. Okay, so npm run dev, npm run dev, npm this is not npm, npm run dev. Okay, now the local development server is started. Okay, command click and you just see that my previous code is visible, means previous components are visible. Okay, so here now I create a new component. Okay, here I create a new component, I don't want the old component. So here today I explain about what the meaning of useMemo. Okay, so learn, I create a new component inside the component folder, learn, learn component, learn not component, learn memo. Okay, useMemo or learn memo or useMemo memo.jsx. Okay, you can write anything. Okay, .jsx. Okay, so now I just register this component inside the app.jsx. Okay, how I register, just comment out the old code. Here I just create another learn useMemo learn useMemo useMemo memo. Okay, now you see that here I install the learn useMemo and here I just import the learn useMemo also. Okay, now you see that learn useMemo, this thing launch learn useMemo. Okay, so inside my learn useMemo, now you see that where is the this one, nothing is there, so that's why it's not showing nothing. Okay, so I create a react function based component. So by using a react ES7 syntax, r there are some commands are rfc, there's some shortcuts are there. Okay, so rfce. Okay, so here if I write hi, if I write hi here, automatically it's visible. Okay, okay, it's I just default export. Yeah, hi is visible. Okay, so siblings are not allowed, so that's why every day I say that siblings are not allowed, so that's why I use empty fragment. Okay, here create an empty fragment, whatever I want, and here I write everything. Okay, here learn useMemo. Now you just see that it's visible. Okay, so now I just create a calculator app. Okay, calculator app, and then I explain you why we use memo. Okay, so I just give a little bit about it. So when we have some complex calculation, when we perform complex calculation, in that time when the component is re-render and this component calculation is execute again and again, so that's why our app is feel laggy and it takes so much time, and then the browser is crash like that. So for fixing this type of issue, we create some caching, we add some caching, means component caching, we perform some component caching, okay, in React, okay, by using useMemo. Okay, means we store the result inside a inside the cache, and we don't execute the same execution again and again. So that's why we just pass the old data to the user. Okay, I just I think you don't understand this thing. I just explain slowly. You can understand. Okay, so here I create a here you just see that I don't want a React. Okay, I use state. Use state is there. Use state hook. Now I use state hook. So here I create a const a counter set counters. Okay, counter and set counters, and here I create a counter app, means I create a paragraph, and inside the paragraph I have a counter equal to counter. I think you understand. In my previous class just check my state, how to use state. Okay, you can check my previous class, then you can understand properly. Okay, so count equal to count. Okay, sorry, count equal to count. So then I have a bottom is there, so I don't want to write the arrow function. So okay, outside I write this arrow function outside. Okay, then you can understand, because it's I think you are beginner, so that's why you can understand, I think. So that's why I create a here I can create a function like const. Here I also use the arrow function, const or any function. I can use normal function also. Function, I use function. Here I can increment count. Okay, this is my function, and what happen, I automatically set I just set the count to count plus 1. Okay, and here I just update this thing, means increment count. So what happen when I just click this button, now you just see that every time the state is changed. Okay, when I just press the button, then the count value is increased by 1. Okay, so every time if I just click here, automatically the count value is increased. So every time when I just click here, every time the component is re-rendered, the state is changed. So that's why inside my function, if I write any critical operation, so this critical operation like any critical, if I write any critical function, means which take so much processing, so this function is executed again and again. You just see that I just give another I just practically show you. Okay, here I create a const, so next const. Here I create another state, a number. Okay, number set number. Okay, my initial set number is I just take here 5 or 10. Okay, 10. Okay, so here now you see that I don't have any lag. Now you see that it's working. Here I can change the to h1, so it's showing bigger version. Okay, now you see that if I just now you see that it's I don't have any lag. Okay, nothing happen. Okay, so if I have a very critical calculation, like I just I create a number and I just I write a function like 10 means I create a calculation like 1 to 10. I just sum up 1 to 10, like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus something. So I that's a very critical calculation. If I have a 1 lakh or 1 million 1 billion number, so in that time it takes so much time. So that's why here I just create a function. Okay, here I create a function, like here I create a array function const sum. I create a any type of function like a sum of sum of number sum of number sum of number, and here I don't want to console.log. Here I don't want to console.log right now, and here let here I write that let sum equal to 0. Okay, so let sum equal to 0. Okay, yeah, you just see that let sum equal to 0, and here I just write a function. I use a for loop for let I equal to 1 and I less than equal to number, then I plus plus. If you come from JavaScript, then you can understand, I think. And this function is a sum of this function. This function is responsible for returning the sum of numbers. Sum of numbers means this number, sum of this number. You just see that this number means 10, sum of 10 numbers. Okay, and if you want, then you can console. You can write, then you can write the console.log. Okay, console.log sum of number is I can use backtick. Okay, here there's some I use backtick sum of number is sum of number from 1 to number is sum of number, like that. Okay, so now you just see that if I just go to the console, here I open the console window, just refresh the page and go to the console. Now you see that if I just click here, now you see that the sum of number is 55. Okay, now you see that the sum of number is 55, because here I 0 to 10 and 0 to 10 is 55. If I just increase to 12, so increase to 12, so if I just press this thing, now you just see that the sum of number is 78. Just refresh the page. You see that the sum of number is 75. 1 2 yeah, 75. Okay, I just zoom this thing, just refresh this page. The one time it's execute when the component is mount. Okay, when the component is mount, in that time it's execute one time. The sum of number is 78. Okay, and when I just when the state change, in that time it's execute again. Okay, sum of number is 78. Okay, and the second time when the second time the component change. Okay, in that time the sum of number is 78. Okay, so like that. Now you see that, so I don't have any lag. Okay, I don't have any lag because that I use very small number, very little. I use very small number, so that's why the computation is very less. Okay, so if you just think that if I use a big number, if I use one, you just see that this is a very big number. Now what happened? Now what happened, it is sum of this number. Okay, so it takes so much time, it takes so much time, and the you just see that when I refresh the page, now you just see that it's very lag, it takes so much time. Now you just see that it takes so much time. Yeah, I get the output, but it takes so much time. Okay, now you see that my, I think the almost my server is crash, I think it takes so much time. Okay, I remove, I just reduce 1 1 0 1 or 2 0 1 0. Okay, again what happened, if I just refresh this, I think server is crash. Yeah, now you see that the server is crash. Okay, I again yeah, a server is crash. Okay, so it takes so much time. Now you see that here if I just refresh the page. Okay, if I refresh the page again, it execute the component. It means when I just refresh in that time, now you see that when I refresh, automatically this function is execute. Okay, this sum of count, sum of numbers function is execute. Okay, when any when the um, when any state change, in that time also this function is execute. Okay, and when you refresh the page also, in that time also the this function, this component is execute. Means when the component is re-render, in that time also um, this function is execute. Okay, so now you see that I just increase 1 2. Now you see that 1, it's very laggy. Now you see that it takes so much time to, I already press several time, but here you see that it's very lag. You see the lag. Now you see that when I click this button, nothing will happen, it's directly jump to 11, so it's very lag. Okay, your React application is very lag. So how to optimize this thing? So I just show you here. I just close this browser. I think it's crash control. Okay, it's very lag. Okay, so I just remove some I do 2 0. Okay, again I just remove 2 or 3 zeros. Now I just to make it small. Okay, now you see that again my function is working fast. Okay, now you just see that now my function is working. Now you see that it's smoothly working, my application is just working smoothly. Okay, okay, so that's why we use a new concept like in React we have a concept like useMemo. Okay, so useMemo, so instead of creating this function, what I do here, I just either I comment out this thing, or I can do something like here I can write useMemo and assign this useMemo to here. I just should do a React hook. Okay, I just comment out this thing. Okay, you just comment out this function. Okay, so now here I use const, I direct use memo. Okay, use memo. Now you just see that, and here use memo is called, so like that. Okay, it's take a dependency array. I don't want to pass the dependency array. Okay, so it's look like it exactly look like a use state. Okay, so in use state also you have a it's exactly look like use effect. I think you know about, in previous class I explained about the use effect. So where it takes something and dependency array and it take a function like that. Okay, so here I use use memo. Okay, when yeah, I can write the const sum of numbers. I can write like that. Okay, const sum of numbers, because I remove this thing. Okay, I remove this thing, and here I write constant sum of numbers, and here useMemo. Okay, so now I don't use a function, I use a react hook, so that's why I remove this thing. Okay, I remove the player bracket. Okay, I remove the player bracket, only sum of number. Okay, sum of numbers. Okay, now you just see that uh, what this function do here. And now you just see that it's execute. If I it's execute one time, means if I just give a big function, if I give a big number, if I give a big number. Okay, now you just see that if I refresh the page, if I give a big number, so one time it's called. Okay, now you just see that it one time call and I get the output. Okay, and in the second time you just see that second time I don't have anything, means it's store the bigger, store the output result inside my cache, and when I execute, when I re-render the component, in that time it take the information from cache and display it. Okay, now you see that I don't have any problem. Okay, you can understand when I just do one thing, increase the set count, and inside here I say that here inside this set count I say that every time this function is executed, okay, uh, set count equal to if we count triple equal to 5, then set the number. Okay, because set number you can't inside a function we call this, because it's a huge state concept. Okay, now you see that it's working or not. I refresh the page. If I just 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, now you see that the function is working. Okay, this function is working. Now you see that this function is working. So do one thing. So if it's a big number, if it's a I just pass a big number. Okay, you see that I pass a big number. Previously you just see that previously it's just smoothly working. Now just after 5 it's lag. I press the button but I don't get the output. Now you see that I press the button but my browser is freezed. Now my browser is freezed. Okay, so because when the counter triple means counter equal to 0, sorry, counter equal to 5, so in that time set number, I set the number, I change the number, and I also mention explicitly when my component is number state is changed, in that time you execute this function again. Okay, with the current number, with the changed number. Okay, so the changed number is very big, so that's why I get the error. Okay, it's not error, it takes so much time. Now you see that it's called useMemo call, then just press, it's still executing. Okay, so I just give a small number. Okay, now I just pass a small number. Now I refresh the page. My browser is crashed. Okay, here this number I use very small number. Now you see that go to the console. Here how smoothly it's increasing. Now you see that after how smoothly it's working. Okay, now it's smoothly working. Okay, let's change this to if the number is 10. Okay, 10, then now you see that I refresh the page. Here I use big number, I use 20 again, and then I refresh this page. Yes, you just see that now it's smoothly working. But in 10, now I just feel the little bit I just refresh the page, you see the feel the lag. Okay, now you see that in 10 I have little bit lag, I just increase the lag. Okay, now you just see that I increase another 0, I refresh the page. Now you see that 1 2 3 4, it's executing, but in 10 it's not executing. Now it direct go to the 18. Okay, so I just increase another lag. So you can clearly understand. Okay, if I refresh the page, then you just see that first time nothing happened, 2 3 4 is very smoothly, but in 10 I have big lag. You just see that the lag. I get the output, but it takes so much time. And now you see that it directly transfer to a bigger number. Okay, now you see that it takes so much time. Now just it's automatically just jump to the 28. Okay. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe my channel for this type of content.